Anna Graf started as a consultant for various NFT projects. She loves to create, to innovate. She loves to connect people. And she had a very famous project at the weekend in Hamburg Harbor. There you could collect POAPs to get an NFT. Maybe she will tell us about this exciting project from the weekend. She was Director NFT at MISA Art, and now she is at Arvato Systems. Please welcome the lovely Anna Graf.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction, Christiane. Always a pleasure. Yeah, my name is Anna Graf. I'm so happy to be here. And yeah, let me take you on a 15-minute ride through past, present, and future of Web3 and the Metaverse. Sitting here all together, I feel that we all have already realized that something is happening. When you go through Hall 6, you see so many Web3 related businesses. And it's amazing because my job title at Arvato Systems now is Innovation Lead Web3. And to be honest, I think that title would not even have existed 2 years ago. So now you feel the pace in that space. And when we go decentral, we go back literally only 13 years to the invention of Bitcoin. And what was so revolutionary about Bitcoin? I will show this quickly on this example. We have Alice. Alice lives in a South American country. And on the other side of the world, in some Asian country, we have Bob. So now Alice wants to transfer money to Bob. Well, this is a bit complicated. If you go to a bank, they will charge you a lot of money for this transfer. It might not even be possible because there might be governmental restrictions. So what was an option? After the World Economic Crisis in 2007, Satoshi Nakamoto, it is a pseudonym, decided to do an experiment with a digital currency. And this digital currency is the one that most people know if you talk about Web3 or anything. It's called Bitcoin. And for the first time, you could transfer money without an intermediary on the blockchain secured by a decentralized network. A few years later, many cryptocurrencies followed, and now the most popular one that you might also know, because it enabled trading of other digital assets, is Ethereum. Ethereum just had the so-called merge. So for the first time, because these digital currencies were very energy consuming, Ethereum now is 99% less energy consuming. So, but why is this all so important? And why do companies want to be in Web3 and especially in the Metaverse? If we talk about Web3, let's go back to Web 1 and Web 2 to discover what's new. So Web 1, that was the time between 1994 and 2004. We basically say it's read only, so the information economy. We could go to the internet, we could read information, and this is basically what we got out of it. This changed with the platform economy, basically driven by big players like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now TikTok. Now we could exchange information with others. We suddenly became a social player in that game, but the data was all stored with the companies. So we never owned that data. Now going into Web3 and having the opportunities of decentralized storage, we get into the economy of ownership or creator economy, where we can decide when we own something in our digital wallet that we can keep it there and that we can trade it and that belongs to us. So how do we get now from this to the Metaverse? Because I would say, well, 2021 was the year of the NFTs. You see here kind of a Wild West thing. Everybody wanted to invest. We had this mega sale of 69 million with people. Then we had all these so-called PFP projects with 10,000 CryptoPunks or apes, and everything you had to do through a so-called wallet like MetaMask. And yeah, if you look here, this was kind of confusing for many. So either way, they ask you, how can I make 10x? Or they stayed away from it. But now it's time to connect. And now the big players come into the game. And why is 2022 now so interesting for the term the metaverse? Because we move from talking about a technology, which NFT basically is. It is a non-fungible token that is unique, to the product that can be sold. And for example, the metaverse offers a great opportunity to do this. Here we see different players from Google to Microsoft, Epic Games. Everyone is developing something to get people into this idea of the metaverse. Basically, if you want to describe the metaverse, there are different ways to do so. One that I really like is the time. If you spend more than 50% of your daily life in front of a screen, would you still consider yourself being in the real world or being somewhere else that enhances your reality through communication, connections, and digital assets that you, for example, wear as an avatar? Another definition is that everything that enhances the reality through VR, virtual reality, AR, augmented reality, or mixed reality leads us into a virtual world. Or maybe we stay in our world and just enhance it. So this is why big players, we've already heard about it from digital fashion, now get into different metaverses. We have Nike Land at Roblox. Roblox is basically played by Gen Z. Then we have a Web3-based project that is called The Other Side. The Other Side, you see these apes here and this little cute other thing. This is the Metaverse project from the Bored Ape Yacht Club. The Bored Apes were one of the most popular NFT projects in 2021. They were sold at around 300 euros, and now there was around 100,000 still. And now even Starbucks has entered the NFT space with an immersive experience, they said last week. Why so immersive? They sell NFTs and you get extra perks when you collect them. You can maybe create your own coffee that you like that will be stored on the blockchain. You can achieve extra perks. So it's super interesting. And now back to a German player that also went into a virtual world, Kaufland, which is super cute and interesting because you see that even players who are not directly connected from coming out of the digital space can play a role. They are not into fashion, but you see these goods every day, and now they focus on really showing products like food in the metaverse. So there are endless opportunities. And exploring these opportunities is luckily my role also at Arvato Systems. We have all these different verticals that we can look into. And if you now take a closer look, this really goes from consumer products, which as I just said. What about loyalty programs that lead you in the metaverse through digital assets? What about if you look at utilities, trading CO2 tokens and certifying how much energy is used while doing transactions on the blockchain? Then we go further to media, ad tech. How will we see advertising and streaming in the metaverse? How will this look like? IP rights. We still need the trust of the old economy that brings this trust into the new economy, because of course nowadays still too many so-called rug pulls are happening, and this is why the space needs trust and companies that are reliable. And this continues with digital identity, one of my favorite products, because it has basically two layers. One layer is the digital identity that you show to the world as an avatar or with your virtual fashion, but also having a digital identity that identifies you as a person while you are online. Now I want to come to two best practices to show you that the accessibility to get as a company into the space is not as difficult as it may seem sometimes. And if you have further questions afterwards, just feel free to reach out. as the other speakers already said. So first, this is one of my favorite examples. It is from Fremantle, and it's a collaboration of American Idol. In Germany, this is Deutschland sucht den Superstar, basically, and the Theta blockchain. So a utility token means basically that it really focuses on things that you gain with owning this NFT. In this case, you know how this works. American Idol, you vote for your favorite singers, and if this contestant comes into the next round and you had already bought an NFT of this contestant, of course it was rising in value and you got extra perks. Why is this so interesting? On one side, it was an extra new experience for all fans of the show, and on the other side, you got attraction from everyone who collects NFTs. And the thing is that even after the show ended, they became more and more valuable because you had extra perks by collecting them, keeping them, and then you collect a token from the Theta blockchain. And so this whole process didn't end after the first sale of the NFT, but it basically started and created a whole extra economy. And this is why we say, when we go into the Metaverse or Web3, we kind of have infinite new options to do this. And as Christiane just said, this is also one of my favorite examples because it shows the strength of community in the space. And when I mean strength, it is still, we are talking about maybe 500,000 to 2 million people who really own a wallet with NFTs. So this is a very small space. And if we want to get into mass market adoption, we have to make it more accessible. Who wants to keep a 12-word phrase in his mind just to access his wallet? It's so much easier to just do it when you scan a QR code or have your email, because this is what everybody is used to. So let's set the hurdles for people getting into the space as low as possible. And this is what we did last weekend with the Moin Web3 fish cop jagd. A fish cop is a fish head, and we wanted to make Web3 also a lot more regional. And yeah, what is better for a harbor birthday than fish heads? We were lucky to have many people who come from companies in the background, so the design was made by Mutabor and looked excellent. People could find these fish heads on the road. It was around 500 meters, and when they discovered these QR codes and scanned them, then this fish head would appear in their wallet. That was automatically set up when they entered the email. So, easy access. And when you collected 4 of them, you were rewarded with a so-called airdrop with an extra golden NFT that automatically appeared in your wallet. Why is this interesting? Because people love to collect. And now we know the community and we can grow it from here. And it also became interesting to the authorities in Hamburg because they realized, well, it's kind of super simple. We can do this. And now we'll see how this grows. Here the best practice. The logo was also developed. And now that I have 1 minute left, I promise the team, whoever is there, please come up on stage right now so that we can present our t-shirts or hoodies. Run a little bit faster, please, because we have 51 seconds. And yeah, I can wear this later. And thank you so much. Let's just connect. Let the metaverse grow together, and let's make it interoperable, because I think this is the thing. If we work together on this, it will grow faster, and we all have a win-win situation. So thank you very much for listening.